All right, let's talk about something huge. A massive, almost hidden force that is quietly reshaping our entire world.
And no, we're not talking about a market crash or some crazy new technology. This is something way more fundamental. It's a movement of money on a scale that humanity has literally never seen before.
Yeah, they're calling it the silver tsunami. It's this powerful, slow-building wave that's already started to crest. It's the great wealth transfer, from baby boomers and the silent generation down to their kids and grandkids.
And the number, well, the number is just staggering. We're talking about an avalanche of over $84 trillion changing hands around the globe. To put that in perspective, that's more than 4 times the entire GDP of the United States. It's an amount of money that's almost impossible to really wrap your head around.
So the big question is, what happens when this wave actually hits? Because understanding this is absolutely crucial. It's going to affect everything from the house you live in and what you buy, to social justice and what it even means to leave a legacy.
So first, let's just try to get a handle on the sheer scale of this thing.
Okay, so take a look at this. Just in the US, you've got these 2 massive slices of the pie, the boomers and the silent generation. Together, they're sitting on nearly $97 trillion in assets. That is the mountain of capital that's about to start moving.
And here's the thing, it's not happening all at once. It's more like a wave that's building and accelerating. $16 trillion is set to move in just the next decade. By 2032, the flow is going to be over $1 trillion every single year. The financial system is basically flipping from a phase of wealth accumulation to one of mass distribution.
Now, here's a really crucial point. This isn't just about cash getting wired from one bank account to another. Oh no. This is an inheritance that is jam-packed with complex and, honestly, pretty risky stuff.
I mean, it's one thing to inherit stocks, right? You just click a button and sell them. But a huge chunk of this wealth is tied up in what they call illiquid assets. Think family businesses, apartment buildings, things you can't just sell overnight without taking a massive hit. And that creates huge headaches for heirs who might have no clue how to manage them.
And this brings us to a truly mind-blowing number. In the U.S. alone, about $10 trillion of this transfer is locked up in private businesses. But get this, up to 90% of the owners have no formal exit plan. None. So experts estimate that $7 trillion in value is at risk of just poof, evaporating, all because there's no strategy to hand the keys over successfully.
You've probably heard that old saying. It perfectly captures how family fortunes can just disappear. But today, the risk is so much bigger. It's not just about some wealthy family losing their money. We're talking about the loss of real, job-creating companies that are the backbone of local economies.
And then you've got this whole new world of digital assets, like crypto, which creates this bizarre modern-day crisis. Think about it. The law might say you own your parents' Bitcoin, but if they didn't leave you the private key, technology makes it impossible to access. It becomes a digital black hole. And it's estimated that up to 20% of all Bitcoin might already be lost this way. So what happens when all this capital actually starts moving into new hands? Well, this massive injection of money is set to trigger nothing short of an economic earthquake.
The core driver of this earthquake is a concept called the wealth effect. It's simple behavioral economics, really. When people's net worth goes up, they feel richer, and so they spend more. And a whole lot of people are about to start feeling a whole lot richer.
But that new spending spree isn't going to be uniform. The data shows us where that money is likely to go. And you can see these clear boosts in discretionary categories like sporting goods and airlines, sectors largely favored by the younger consumers who are inheriting this capital. This shift could create new market leaders and totally disrupt entire industries.
Okay, so beyond the economy, this transfer is going to permanently alter our social landscape. And, well, not necessarily for the better.
And the source material is very clear on this point. Because of historical and structural inequities, this event is poised to lock in and compound existing wealth disparities for generations. As wealth is passed down, the gaps that already exist are likely to just get wider.
This transfer reinforces what sociologists call a glass floor. It's a powerful idea. It's like an invisible safety net created by inherited money and advantages. It ensures that kids from privileged families can't really fall below a certain economic level, which, in turn, severely limits social mobility for everyone else.
But this new reality is also forcing an evolution in how we think about money and the technology we use to manage it.
You see, younger heirs and women, who are set to control over 60% of U.S. wealth, they aren't passive investors. They are demanding that their portfolios align with their values on environmental, social, and governance issues. This is turning sustainable investing from a niche thing into a mainstream requirement.
This leaves us at a critical crossroads. The sheer scale of this transfer presents some pretty clear choices for us, both as individuals and as a society.
For families, planning an inheritance is now a complex blend of old and new. It involves advanced tax strategies like the step-up in cost basis. That's a powerful rule that can legally erase the tax bill on decades of investment gains. It also means using tools like 1031 exchanges, which let heirs swap inherited properties for new ones without an immediate tax hit. And of course, it requires rock-solid digital security, like multi-signature wallets, to avoid that digital black hole we talked about.
And for society, there's a huge debate growing over how to respond. As this table shows, the current estate tax affects very few people, so policymakers are exploring alternatives. For instance, an inheritance tax, as you see here, would tax the person receiving the money, not the estate itself. Then there are more novel ideas, like a rignano tax, designed to specifically target old money by taxing inherited wealth at a much higher rate. And of course, there's the option of just closing that powerful step-up loophole. Each of these options presents a fundamentally different vision for what fairness looks like.
Ultimately, this isn't just a financial event, it's a societal one. How we navigate this transfer will define the economic and social landscape for the next century. The choices we make now will determine whether this avalanche of capital builds a more prosperous future or just reinforces the divisions of the past.